How do, Chunky? Some people think that this, my new friend, is a BBC, a big black cock. No, it's not. It's neither that nor the British Broadcasting Castration. It is, in fact, representative of BBC Belfield's Book Company, where in just over a week I'll be releasing my new book, Surviving the Slammer. I was in the same slammer as Wayne O'Rourke, who was another victim of the Keir Starmer two-tier justice, where he was arrested on Sunday, charged, and sent to prison on the following Friday without seeing his family. He's in great danger in HMP Fossway. I'll talk about that at alexbelfield.com. I have a menagerie of animals here in the garden. You look at little Dottie. She's sat here looking at my new friend, who is very nice. Now, this was meant to be a white horse, but what with diversity here, I have to be very careful I don't offend anyone, so I went with a zebra instead. It's like my piano. I play all the sharps and flats. Don't you worry about that. Dottie's enjoying looking at my little zebra. So we've got a lot going on in the news today. Little Eamon Holmes is apologising. That's a major mistake.
Face, I just wanted the skin that was hanging.
And apparently you're not allowed to describe someone as looking oriental, or I don't know how I would then describe Kerry Katona if her eyes change shape. I don't know how I'm going to say, does she look like someone from some other country in the eastern of the world? The world is ridiculous. How you have to apologise for people. I mean, if she painted herself, I don't get into this. But anyway,
but Kerry looks beautiful.
And by the way, I'm sorry, but she doesn't look beautiful. Isn't she a lady who gets the jelly wobblers out on OnlyFans? I'll leave it with you. Anyway, I've got to feed my girls now. Could you mind? I'm busy. I think there's been an argy-bargy because me duckies won't come now. I think they're getting a little feisty. Hello, my love. Do you want some? Yeah. Wait. Hee, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hee, kitty, kitty. Good girl. Good girl. Very nice. Howdy mush for a Friday. Yesterday I went to Alton Towers. You can see my review, by the way, of the new dinghy diver log flume. That is, of course, to say travellers without anywhere to stay. The new name after I got the letter from the government saying if I keep saying dinghy divers, they're going to throw me back in the pokey. Anyway, that's not why you called. So the thing is then, EAMONN has been forced to apologise for making some racial slur. Now, Rachel Slurs used to be the governor of HMP Stocken, the prison where I was at for a year. The first year featured in my book, Rachel Slurs. What a strange name. Anyway, he was forced by his producers to apologise, and I'm furious with him. A, because he shouldn't be asked to apologise. B, he did nothing wrong. And C, it just proves why we're better off here at alexbelfield.com behind my paywall, where I can say what the fuck I want and don't have to play this Ofcom game. I mean, he hardly went da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da when talking about Kerry Katona, who has a face like she's had a terrible accident with a chip pan. Listen, I can do jokes here because I don't care. They can't cancel someone who's been to prison for 2.9 years for words and is effectively cancelled by the media but loved by the public. The public will always decide. And EAMONN is beloved. But this was a major mistake. You don't apologise, EAMONN. Tell your producer to stick his head up his backside and blow his nose till the pressure equalises. You do not conform to this tyranny of boo-hoo hurty words. You might hurt somebody's feeling, even if there is a 10 grand fine from Ofcom. If you had a brain, get the fine and then milk the publicity. That's what I do. Oh, and look at this gentleman, a policeman, who for the second time has ended up breaking the law. He's in prison now for stopping a victim who was burgled. I think he might have burgled her back passage. But anyway, it was consensual. But you see, you can't have corrupt police officers shagging members of the public who they text and send flirtatious texts to, getting their number via the police. I better not talk about it here because I might bring the police into disrepute. And you know what happens when that happens? They say, we're going to send you back to the pokey. It's very important we put you in prison for not breaking the law and telling the truth. Anyway, in other news, and I'll bring you the news as soon as we've filibustered a bit, we've got very exciting Lucy Connolly news. She's out walking the dog, which is fantastic. It is very good for the soul and very good for the environment because they do tend to do a lot of clenching. We've also got news that this weekend is, of course, the Notting Hill riot. And last year, as we know, we had deaths, we had stabbings, we had assaults on police officers, and we know that if this was a non-BAME event, that is to say black, Asian, minority, ethnic, it would have been banned. They wouldn't get away with this at Glastonbury. So let's see what happens this year. It seems to attract the very worst, who spoil it for everyone. Of course, this is not the majority, but that doesn't matter. In no other event would it be allowed. Listen, I better not talk about it here. I'll do it at alexbelfield.com. Right, I think we've filibustered enough, Tarquin. Oh, by the way, if you want one of my shushies, people quite like the shushy. Do you remember shushy? I've got some, and you can get them now at the merch bit of the website, along with my new book, which is out next week. How exciting. Doddy has done her clenching. And we are going, very nice, have a little pisciotti in front of my audience. How classy. Anyway, here's the news for a Friday morning from alexbelfield.com. It's nearly 40 minutes, by the way. I can't do most of it here because we use grown-up words and we actually tell the truth, you see. Where is she? Doddy, come on, let's go and feed the swans. Here's your news for a Friday. Thank you, love. The council are discouraging the use of the term mum and dad so we don't offend anybody that's maybe ambivalentious or not a mum and dad. Now, let me just make one thing clear. When you go through life and you have sex to create a child, it is very insulting to then be told that you can't be called the mum and dad, so you don't hurt the feelings of the imbeciles who don't want you to be called mum and dad. Now, this goes back to British Airways. Do you remember, ladies and gentlemen? They had to cut that. They weren't allowed to say ladies and gentlemen because there's a few people who've chopped the cock off who want to be called Mrs. Well, ha, Mrs. Now, good luck to them. Send your off-cots to Stalk Alex. I'd like them here, and I'll get my surgeon to do a little attachment. I've had 3 done already. I'm almost 1.5 inches. It's marvellous. But this rewriting of what we know to be true, i.e. mum and dad, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, must stay. And somebody has to challenge this, I'm telling you, has to challenge this in court. Because it's unforgivable what they're doing in brainwashing a nation into believing that their bullshit, their tyrannical, nonsensical bullshit is acceptable. It is not. My mum and dad are my mum and dad. A lady's a lady, a gentleman's a gentleman, and a twat's a twat. Sorry, they're a traveller without anywhere to stay. All right, let's go inside one of these migrant hotels, Tarquin. Look at the headline. And then we see that one of these dinghy divers is actually running a very good online business, which is hugely profitable. And he's got iMacs and iPads, he's got televisions, he's got bags of Gucci, he's got all kinds of shit that people all over the country would dream of. And this is a dinghy diver in a hotel. Show them the pictures, Tarquin. I've asked you twice. It is unbelievable what is going on. In a country, look at this, where our average bills are 2,300-ish quid. Look at the rest of Europe. Look what they're paying. All right, let's take out Poland, which is ludicrously low. Brilliant. Let's all move to fucking Poland. Go and clean cars there. Look at Europe. On average, their annual energy bill is 500 quid. On average. Ours is nearly 4 or 5 times that. And we wonder why the economy's fucked. And Rachel Reeves is sitting there just doing nothing. With a little hair bob. Oh, yeah, you hurt my feelings, Alex. I'm done with this. This makes no sense whatsoever. It is grossly offensive. Show them again, Tarquin, full screen of what they're paying our neighbours in Europe at the time we're paying nearly 2.5 grand. Hugh Edwards will be the precedent that, unfortunately, will be the rule. There is no way of getting that £200,000 back. The BBC say we're terribly sorry. I'm not interested in your sorry. That's licence fees. 170 quid divided by 200,000 is, Alex, I think it is the 452,445 licence fees. It is, Diane. You're absolutely right.